open. Hello and welcome to the Sports Disaster, where 100% of the time it works, but only 50% shot at jinxing.
Mm-hmm.
We jinx most of the top players in the AFC.
Somebody get help some coffee, because he's going to need it for this one.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I'm out, actually.
He tells me he's going to need a lot more than coffee.
Especially with what we're set to cover today, because, oh boy.
I got water. I'm fine.
Ooh, lad. There's a lot
to before please stand for just 25 seconds of the Norwegian national anthem. Thank you. I did say 25 because...
Nope.
Oh, hey,
Megan says hello.
Okay,
all right.
So
you might be wondering why I chose to do 25 seconds instead of a full one. Well, someone told me don't play the full anthem, and two, I did it because why not? Because they're leading the official... They're leading basically in medal count as we speak right now in the Winter Olympics.
Yep, after day one, Norway leads the Olympic count, but let me remind you all, this is only after day one. We still have plenty of Olympics left to go, including what we've discussed before the show as the main event, the hockey.
Yes.
Right,
yes, Maya, please feel free.
And as of this point, I'm also going to say for... Hey, I also want to say we're doing pretty well despite that.
I wonder if China will try and annex Taiwan's medal count again.
Oh!
Yeah, right now the United States doesn't have any medals, but while the defenestration was happening, the United States doesn't have any medals so far, but it's still the first day of competition, and there's still plenty of time for them to gain some medals.
Not only is there a lot of time left to go within these Olympics, but there's also plenty more going on over there.
Oh, Salty, because he knows we can compete.
No, not that. It's because you screwed up again.
For what? For
you
saying
you
my
blew
point
it.
during the defenestration?
Competition started on day -2.
What?
I think Helv...
No, I'm saying first day of medals, not the first day of the Olympics overall.
That
one is playing for yourself. Congratulations, you played yourself.
Helv, are you okay there?
I'm fine. But as of this point, it's just basically Hell's on Wheels at this point.
I have pasta.
There you go.
Helv's descended to madness.
Yes. But we
possibly not. But all I'm gonna say is, well, we'll see what's gonna happen. Should I get them? Actually, I'm gonna get the band. I'm gonna edit. Also, I should have said this earlier. Prepare for saltiness from the men of disaster and their associates. Do not take what we say seriously unless you're Antonio Brown, aka El Cansador.
Oh, and Man says, "Health, I am a follower, but I keep missing your streams. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the time
Enough
difference."
from the clown.
Possibly.
It is probably time difference since at least you
I know I'm
started
doing. Yeah,
Also-
I think is either whatever time Israel's in, possibly.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
what-
they're 7 hours behind Eastern, so that would make them 10 hours behind you. Hell.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
speaking of
So it's like
Olympics-
midnight there.
and speaking of winter sports, we are coming to you as the NHL All-Star Game is underway, and
Mhm.
what a show yesterday's skills competition was, including what I thought was the most interesting yet gimmicky one, which was the fountain face-off.
Yeah, that sounded quite interesting on paper. Was it any
Yeah.
good in real
I
life?
will say, when it got underway, it was interesting. You'll be happy to hear this. I reckon your boy Roman Yossi of the Predators did pretty well, even though he did, by I'd say about 1.5 seconds, lose out to Zach Werenski of the Blue Jackets. It wasn't like he didn't try. It was that they're just too good. And
They're too
currently,
good right now.
actually, no, they're because it's Roman Yossi. Roman Yossi is just good.
Mm-hmm.
You should know.
Yep.
But of the events, what surprised me was the breakaway competition. Usually, that is a very entertaining event, and it felt underwhelming, even though it was in Las Vegas, an entertainment capital. And I'm not sure if that's because the previous ones had set the bar so high, or because this one had stooped so low. But I will say, for the crowd that was there, as much showmanship as there is in Vegas, the fact that the All-Star Game, at least in the skills competition, was as underwhelming as it was, is actually kind of sad.
Damn.
But I do want to make another point before we continue, because Hal mentioned about the Olympics. This is surprising to me, and I want to see your guys' reaction to this. This is the lowest watched Olympics, with only 778 million viewers in the United States. No, 778 million viewers total, down from an over 820 million from 2018. What do you guys think this says about the Olympics? At least thus far.
I'm gonna say this. Well, a couple of issues might be regarding either political boycotts or full-on boycotts.
Real
Or
fun,
media
real quick.
boycotts.
Most of that is
Yeah.
probably boycotts because people have been planning to boycott the Olympics for months.
Yeah.
So this doesn't. So Zeb, what you said, that doesn't come as a shock to me.
To me, it's a bit of it's both a shock and not a shock. It is a shock that they're doing this out of, not wanting to watch the Olympics. But what makes this a big surprise to me is when it's so low that the national networks are putting out alarms like, "Hey, this is happening. We're nervous." It's a sign that maybe either the Olympics aren't as appealing. There's the controversy that's weighing it down, because we all know controversy can help kill a show and a sporting event, whatever. Or
Absolutely.
it's a combination of both. What this says to me is that something very, very wrong is going on, and unless they figure out if they can and actually do fix it, it's going to be a, for lack of better terms, disaster of Olympic proportions.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Not like we've had those before.
You could even call it a sports disaster.
Hey.
Hey, there we go.
Good
All
one,
right,
Reckman. Anyways.
all right. I'm typing up the thing so I can have it as a ticker right now. So if you get like the medal leaders as of this right now, so
Yeah, you go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna. But yeah, Norway's got first place. For the medal count as of right
For now.
Yeah. Guess who's second?
Canada?
No.
No, it's not even
Surprisingly.
them. They don't have a gold yet.
It's Slovenia.
All right.
Slovenia.
Who?
Slovenia, the homeland of Anze
Slovenia.
Kopitar. You know that name, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
And there's a three-way tie for bronze.
Hey, again, it's only day one.
Yeah. And those three countries in that three-way tie are China, Netherlands, and Sweden. In the right now, Canada has a silver and a bronze.
And we're tied with the ROC. With ROC at this point.
All right.
A.k.a. Russia.
Yeah.
We do not speak that name until the end of the year.
I
Yeah,
don't care.
Yeah, the Olympic athletes from Russia thing this is the last year where that will be happening.
They're technically under Russian Olympic Committee, not OAR.
Yeah.
For this time around.
It won't be that way for long, I promise you.
No.
Well, it's gonna end this year, anyways.
It'll happen again eventually.
Yeah, we'll see.
Probably.
Anyhow,
Well, right now the United States doesn't have any medals yet, but then again, there is still time to pick up some hardware.
absolutely. I think as we discussed, this is only day one of the Olympic medals. There's still plenty of events going on, and there's still a lot of time. But we all know why we're there and what the draw is for us. For me, it's of course the hockey, but for you guys, we'll just kind of see. But what makes this interesting to me is this is the second year. Speaking of that, where the NHL athletes will not be participating in the Olympics, and after last year, where Germany had that amazing run to the silver medal, I want to see how they follow that up. I'm excited.
Yeah,
And
I'm free.
And yes, the U.S. and Canadian teams won't be as strong as they otherwise would be.
I think
but,
I kind of made a. I'm gonna.
But
this one real
with
quick.
that being said, in the 2018 Olympics, the U.S. roster did okay, and the Canadian roster did pretty well. So it's kind of let's see what happens. And if we also remember, those two. Like with those two teams, because some of the players did particularly well, notably Chris Kelly, who from the American team, and I think it was Ryan Giunta, they got signed immediately afterwards to NHL teams for the playoffs, or
Right.
for the playoff push. Chris Kelly got put with the Ducks, and that didn't work well because they got swept by the Sharks. But I remember Giunta got a contract, I think it was with Boston, and he helped them out make it a pretty decent run.
Right.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg, I'm afraid.
Okay, I think that works for the ticker for the medal count right
Yes,
now,
it does.
right?
Yes, that works well. That works very well. And
look what I did with NA. Look what I did with the US. NA.
We're not going to be NA for long, jackass. And there's
you pulled an Australia on me.
And you gotta remember, in Pyeongchang, the men's curling team for the United States and the U.S. women's hockey team picked up gold medals there. They're going to be looking to defend their title this year. So there should be plenty of chances for the United States to get a medal.
Absolutely. But there's only one way to find out. Let's watch what happens live.
Yep.
Please happen.
All right, what's next?
I say let's go from one skills challenge to the other skills challenge.
And that is?
The NFL skills challenge. That was Thursday.
The skills challenges from the NFL and the NHL.
Yep.
I know Reckoning, I know you watched the NFL.
I
didn't watch the skills challenge today because, well, I'm focused on other stuff as of right now.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the NHL one.
I watched the NHL one. I think I already mentioned that. I think it was either when we off the top of the broadcast or right before we went in. But Vegas All-Star Game somehow underwhelming. What?
Right. I know you already talked about the NHL skills challenge.
Yeah.
And The NFL. You guys already talked about the NFL skills challenge.
Oh,
Yeah.
we haven't talked about the NFL one yet.
Oh, go ahead then. 'Cause I didn't watch that. the
Yeah,
I
NFL
didn't
one,
watch
but go
that
ahead.
either.
Well, first of all, the two non-quarterbacks in the passing challenge both failed as you would expect. Mac Jones, the rookie, did nothing, and then Russell Wilson had a historic run with 29 points.
Nice.
Yep, and then they had like the fastest man challenge, which everyone expected Tyreek Hill to win. He got last place. Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys won.
Yeah, and that boosts up Skip's ego right there.
Of course. And Scooters.
Yeah.
But
There was the thread the needle challenge with which Mac Jones won, defeating Trayvon Diggs and what's the guy from the Eagles?
Hurts?
No, Darius Slay.
Slay.
Oh, Slay.
Yeah. And then they had.
Oh, go ahead, Reckoning.
And then they had the best catch, which was like the NFL version of the dunk contest.
Ah.
Since
I heard that Stephon Diggs paid homage to Bill's Mafia by trying to do a catch while jumping into a table.
yes,
Was he
off
able
of
to do that?
yes, off of a. And also the jersey of his brother was on the table. So he
Oh
smashed his
no!
brother's-
I see a zip. I'm eating dinner right now, so can't hear y'all. But hey, everybody, hope
Thank you, Matt.
y'all are doing well.
Thanks,
Doc.
Christopher.
But
Hey.
I will say, with what you mentioned, Reckoning, I'm unsurprised that Mac Jones got the thread needle one because
Yeah.
it seems like within that Patriot system, the biggest thing they focus on is like accuracy. Like how do you
Yeah.
and also with Russell Wilson having the historic run that he did, it shows to me that he still has some talent left in him, even though if he looked cooked under the systems of the Seahawks, which I more blame the coordinators and the head coach for. But it just what this says to me is these guys still have it. You know, the Mac Jones, even though he had an underwhelming end to the season, Russell Wilson had one of his worst seasons, if not his worst season. But it's clear that they still have something left, and something left to prove.
Yep.
And also with the
Oh, yeah.
Tyreek Hill thing that Reckoning just mentioned, well, yeah. It's unsurprising that he wasn't that fast because I think his Chiefs blew a lead faster than he could even walk.
Oh.
Get the fuck out of here!
That was
Hey.
there. You
Hey,
knew
he
I was going to do
Hey, he
it.
took his opportunity while he had it. Give him that.
Here's the
Yeah,
good thing
I'm
about
gonna
this.
give him that, but it was a bad joke nonetheless. We all know
It
that.
is. It is.
So the good thing about this headset is Hell's soundboard is quieter.
Oh! Actually, let me double check something.
But
Great. He's
With-
going to boost it up to 11. Thanks, Reckoning.
with that skills
Eh.
with that skills contest, and of course the upcoming Pro Bowl tomorrow, I remember I think it was either last time or it was somewhere else where somebody was mentioning that some of the Bengals players should have got in, and I absolutely agree they should have been in. But the rule is that anybody who's in the Super Bowl is automatically not in for the Pro Bowl. So that means we can't see like a Matthew Stafford versus Joe Burrow matchup for the most accurate passer.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll just see that in the
Oh,
Super
damn.
Bowl. If it even
Now the
lets
good
us
news-
see it.
Yep. Now the good news is they did put Lamar Jackson in the precision passing again.
Oh,
Okay.
they might try and put him in the fastest man because that dude, because give him an opportunity, he will run. But passing, the Ravens still aren't that great at passing, and it would have been utterly embarrassing.
I
It's
hope the
basically a
Ravens
shot
pay.
in the dirt at this point.
I hope the Ravens pay Lamar Jackson $40 million for like 5 to 6 years. I hope they do it.
I would prefer $40 million for 5 years.
Yes. Make sure the passing game is screwed for a long time.
So you're pay them. So if it's 40 years, 40
Yes,
million.
40 years.
40 years. I blew
Okay,
it.
help!
Help! You need coffee badly. That has
No.
just been confirmed.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
you do.
Dude, I already drank 2 cups.
Get
Really?
four.
No.
More, jackass.
Get 4, hell.
No, Hammerhead.
4. You need 4.
Hammerhead.
Count it. 4 more.
You call me jackass, I
Or,
call you Hammerhead.
Thank you, Reckoning.
Hammerhead.
Yo,
The ultimate Canadian insult.
But.
At least you're not some Oscar Leon jackass.
Guys, I'm glad you
Jackass
guys
is
can
a very
you guys can
popular.
talk about this
I love
elsewhere.
Jackass. It's a very popular TV series and turned movie franchise.
I repeat, you guys
which
can
would
talk
not-
about this elsewhere. We
Which
got
which
some
would
more
not
stuff to
feature
cover.
PK Subban.
What?
What?
Get out of here.
No.
Jackass is not featuring PK Subban shooting
Elf.
pugs at someone's crotch.
Hell, you know what to
Hang
play.
on.
I've
I want to
seen-
know the reason. He's
No,
Uh,
it's actually happening. It's actually happening. PK Subban will be a Jackass.
Yes, he will.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually saw-
Okay.
He'll be shooting
this.
pugs
I
at
need to have a clip of Oscar Leroy yelling out jackass.
Yeah.
No, you don't. What you do need is to continue the show. So
Okay.
let's do that.
Yeah.
I think it's time that we poke some we throw our shit into into big shits at this point.
Into the commies?
in the league.
The NFL and Washington.
Yeah.
First
NFL.
off,
How about we
Reckoning.
talk?
Also, first off, Schefter.
God damn it, you piece of shit. Get off the motherfucking stage, you fucking idiot.
Here's the thing I see with that. But like with any reporter, they try to have the edge. They want to have that report out quickly, and when all signs point to it, it's easy for any reporter to say, "Yeah, this is what's happening." It's tough when they have to walk back that when they realize, "Oh wait, we screwed up." Even a guy as prominent, as accurate, as well regarded as Schefter isn't immune to screwing up.
And
All
this
of us.
is-
It's called being human, and in a case like this, I don't really blame Schefter for getting the story out too early. I more think it's the media as a whole that's willing to jump on something when they get even the slightest whiff it might happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And 3 days later, he happened to be right because Tom Brady finally announces his retirement.
Okay.
I still don't.
Finally.
Can we
I'm
get
going
the
to say
image up,
this.
too?
I don't buy it.
Look,
If you
I'm
remember,
gonna get
You
the
don't
image
buy
up.
it. You don't buy the retirement.
for one reason.
Mhm.
If we remember during the past season when Carson Wentz went on the COVID list and he was struggling so far this season, I know that there's the post saying he's retired, but also the Colts tried to bring back both Andrew Luck and Philip Rivers. If Brady sees that challenge and actually takes it on, who knows what can happen? All signs
Okay.
point to no, and this post directly from Brady confirms that he's done. But there's no part of me that believes that any NFL team who is in desperate need of a quarterback will contact Brady and say, "Hello, we need you," and it's up to him if he drops the call.
So what the Steelers did with James Harrison back in 2014.
Pretty much. And plus,
I think he's actually done.
I
There's
think he's
the-
kaboom.
there's the cynic in me that's still making sure that's still checking over the shoulder, making sure he's gone because I don't know. All signs point to yes, and there's confirmation, but it's like there's still that little part of you that's like, what is he? Is he really gone?
Currently, Zep, your reaction is like a much calmer version of Tree in the Grassy video of Brady's retirement.
Oh jeez.
I will have to see that,
Every-
but and you might have to send me that reckoning. But I'm still not convinced that he's fully gone because quarterback hungry teams who need a guy that's recently retired, as we saw at the Colts, they'll see, oh, we can. Hey, look, everybody, Tom Brady. And they'll be on, and they can use him on all their materials and such to say, yes, this guy, this legend, he was on our team.
Yep.
Even though it'll just be purely marketing and a little more than cash grab.
Yep. Also, quick question:
Yes.
Will Brady get the Gretzky treatment? Not in the Hall of Fame, but no one wearing 12 again.
I don't think so.
I don't think
the
so.
NFL, I don't think the NFL would do that.
No.
No, the
No.
NFL. No,
Nope.
I think as soon as Brady says he's done, he's done.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially since it's full of commies.
Ooh, that's the story we got to cover, and that's next.
Yep, that's
The
up next.
Washington
Let's focus on
Commanders.
another. Did we talk about Sean Payton last week?
Yeah.
We
I
already
think-
did.
I think
we
Yeah,
let-
they did.
Okay, it's time. I think it's time to laugh at the Washington Commanders. What a
It is
stupid
time.
name.
Yep.
Okay,
All right,
here's,
Tom,
here's the
hang
thing.
on. I'm doing my own.
Stupid name.
I'm going to say this. I didn't think it was possible for Dan Snyder to put in effort and somehow make it look worse than when he put in no effort at all. But congratulations, Mr. Snyder. You took that low bar, decided to play limbo, and then when they lower the bar again, decided, hey, let's do it again.
Come on. Like,
Great,
come on,
too.
Dan Snyder. Even a preschooler can pick a better mascot than Commanders.
He had 2 years. He had 2 years.
Wait,
to do this, and he was a
mascot.
good-
Name.
I was on team.
Name
I
and
was on,
mascot. It's the same thing.
I'm on team. I was on.
No, it
I was
isn't.
on team
You
Red.
gotta
Yes,
know
it
this
is,
fact.
Elf. Yes,
You
it
blew it.
fucking is.
I was on
blew
team
it.
Red Tails.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I was
saw
on
like
Red
the
Tails.
Red
I was on
Wolves
Red
as
Tails.
their alternative, if only
Either
because
Red
Red
Tails
Wolves
or Red
are
Hawks.
only
Red
if only
Hawks
because
pay
Red
homage to that offensive
Yeah,
line
Red
back
Wolves
then.
Hawks would've been a-
are
Hawks would've been
are
a-
To be
endangered
fair, guys,
species, but
I did like.
Mayor Nabri has the next question. What's the best mascot?
high spread.
My question is like overall in the world, in the sporting world for North America, or just for the NFL?
Let's do NFL for now.
Yeah, let's just do
Yeah.
the NFL.
Oh my goodness. Rampage,
Rampage on the Rams.
of course.
That guy's good.
What about the Chiefs mascot?
Casey Wolf.
Yeah,
He's hilarious.
he's hilarious, and I think
That's
that's
our
perfect.
that's our comic relief. Because every time the opposing kicker hits an extra point, he like bangs on the goal post like that.
Yeah.
He hits himself
Except
on the
for that
post.
Evan McPherson kick right at the
And then
very
every
end.
time that they score a field goal, he moves the torso.
But I will say when it
And don't
comes
forget, he does.
when it comes to mascots, like it's a very tough top two for me because T-Rack of the Titans is also a pretty good option, and then they actually have live Ravens with the Baltimore Ravens. I believe their names are Rise and Conquer.
The Ravens mascot is Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, their main
They have
costume
three,
mascot is Poe,
Edgar.
but they have Rise
Allan.
and Conquer as live Ravens.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with the Seahawks, is where they have a live hawk
Yes,
They do have a
and
line.
and the mascot.
That would be Blitz.
Yeah, and you have Blitz.
But the one team, there's two teams that have never, that I can think of off the top of my head, that have never had mascots. Of
Giants
course,
and Jets.
lately.
Wholesome
Uh,
content is
But the two teams in the
Wholesome
NFC
content is
East that have
perfect.
never had mascots, the Giants and the currently Washington Commanders.
I don't think the Jets have either.
The Jets. I'm saying just in the NFC East, the Jets haven't had any either. But the NFC East, Washington.
Yeah.
We were surprised that you guys have, like, when you guys just went with football team, and then you find a way to outdo that in terms of low effort and low thought process because it's not just the name. I think that's faulty, and of course we can go on about all the stuff that's going on off the field, but. To me, the biggest thing that makes this worse is the uniform design, which seems like something straight out of the AAF rather than something out of the NFL. Because NFL, like the Falcons' new ones are okay,
Yeah.
but when you look at just look at the stuff that the Washington football team they're going to be putting out on the field. I mean, look at it. If we had, can you pull up some images? Duck. I was going to say Reckoning, but Reckoning's not the computer. So
Yeah.
What was the question?
And I have food.
the new uniforms for the Washington Commanders.
Oh, they look terrible.
I was
Yeah,
saying,
but
can you pull up an image so we can see just how bad they are?
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Don't worry,
Also,
I got you. Since
also, Zach,
hell
going
isn't
back to
there.
your
That
original,
sucks.
Why not just stick with what you had? It wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
the
the Washington football team, as much as we make jokes about it, as much as there's memes about it, it's actually okay. It's serviceable. But this?
Watch this.
This? And
Watch
of
this.
course,
Okay.
I'm gonna share my screen.
yes.
Yep. Yeah, please do. I was about to say I was gonna bring in another animal into the
Look at
topic
this shit.
of animal.
Look at it.
The
what
black
is it?
jersey. Okay, time. I'm gonna give you a quick timeout on this one. I reckon
The
the
left one-
black jersey is excellent in my books.
The helmet
Actually-
just looks wrong.
Yeah,
no,
on that
helmet
one.
the
just
problem,
looks bad.
no, the problem with the black jersey, it looks like a cross of Iowa Hawkeyes and Pittsburgh Steelers. It doesn't look
Not even
original.
that.
I don't
It doesn't
mind the
look
black
original.
jerseys from the
No, the
set.
black jerseys don't look bad.
It's just that the helmet looks off. Meanwhile, with the other two,
Oh,
thank you, Mayan.
and then
with-
Matt going off.
Over
With,
here,
with
like
the other,
full
with the other
sports.
two, you can see there's kind of that gradient in the numbers. I already don't think this is a good idea, if only because the Rams butchered it so badly with theirs. But on the other hand, like if you just have the helmet from the burgundy or white jerseys and just use that and that alone, perfectly fine. But to have the black helmet with a black jersey, it's not that the helmet is wrong, just that the design on it is wrong.
I mean,
I
Harvey,
also do like the helmet logo. That looks absolutely sweet.
you think the primary logo for the Commanders looks pretty good?
Absolutely.
I agree.
To me, it just looks like they just took the W and just did something like Microsoft Paint where you put red lines in between all the creases in there.
It does kind of look like that now that you mention it, but I think it's like if you're going to have to do that, this is a decent way to do it. And plus, they thicken the W a bit. It reminds me, and I can't get this image out of my head, from the old Woolworth logo from the
I got
70s.
another one.
It's okay, Mayan.
Oh, I
Don't
got
worry.
this one. I have this one. Shelter in.
Shelter in.
I don't know what that means.
Me either.
Zeb
but
probably does.
Zeb probably
me
knows.
either.
Okay.
My translation book got lost along with the football team.
Okay, but to be fair, I do want to point out that I don't mind the W logo in my opinion. If you choose to do like the burgundy on yellow style, it does actually make sense.
Oh yeah, burgundy and gold is a pleasing color combination. It really is.
However, this is a big however in my books. I would prefer to call this team the Commandos.
Commandos.
Yes.
And guess what? The nickname will be Nando's.
Go Nando's.
I mean, it's definitely
All right.
okay and serviceable.
I put the thing in there because the championship game is underway in the
I'll be
NHL
right-
All-Star game, and
I'll
if
be right
Evgeny
back, hang on.
Kuznetsov gets the first goal of the championship game,
All right, All-Star game underway.
Yep.
Also, while we're speaking of the Washington, or formerly Washington football team, there's something even worse, much worse, that they are in the headlines for.
Yep. They are in Congress.
There's two very tough NFL stories to cover, and I think I was going to ask Duck.
yeah,
Do you think for either? Do you think? I think for the Flores story, we should keep it open. But for this one, what do you think?
I think that this one we just explain what's happening and then wait for the
Of
results.
course.
yeah, you can go ahead and explain.
Okay, so actually, I think reckoning since you see more, if either reckoning Duck, either one of you guys go ahead and take this. I'll cover the Flores story.
So of course with all the emails and the whole John Green thing from last season. So, sorry, just reading the chat. So from the whole stories, Dan Snyder is now under investigation from Congress, having to talk about why he did, talking about like how they have a good culture.
The culture.
And At one point in time,
It's
they
damn
actually
embarrassing.
even, yeah. Also, when he was talking to Congress, he even essentially admitted to what he did, but said like, that's in the past. We can forget about it. Now we're actually a good team.
I'm going to say this: the Washington football team under Dan Snyder, they were, in essence, how a master class in how not to run a franchise. It took them until their major sponsor for their home field threatened to pull funding before they actually changed their name. There's all the
Right.
allegations of how toxic their workplace is under Snyder, and there's all the issues that are going on, as many lawsuits as there are now against them. The fact that Dan Snyder and his wife Tanya Snyder are still involved is more of a statement on the NFL not really caring about how like for them it's basically the standard is the standard unless there's something that tells them we need to move on and stop this owner from making the money that he does. Nothing is going to be done because
No.
again, with any owner, you know, there's just money.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to
That's
have money.
exactly,
Monday.
Kirby.
Money.
But
As we get a puppy in the stream.
I think
Yes.
for me, here's the thing
Mm.
with Reckoning,
You get a
with what
Pete.
Reckoning just mentioned, and thank you for mentioning that Reckoning about how he tried to justify their culture in Congress, even though you can say yes, we've moved on now. With as bad as it was, as many allegations as there were, it's tough to ignore. Keep in mind, this includes basically screwing over players, doing non-team related events with some of the cheerleaders, all the stuff with their staff off the field, which let's just say is not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
If it will be a greater sign of the times if Snyder wins the suit. If he loses and is forced to sell the team, not just to his wife, where he could still be the puppet control, it would be a greater. It would just be a great day for the NFL and a warning sign that you were able to do this before. You can no longer pull this crap off now.
Right.
And also, hello, Pete.
Yes, we got a Pete on stream.
Pete.
Pete the doggo.
Pete.
Hey Pete, what are your thoughts on this?
We're actually going to ask you, Hal, for your
I
thoughts
want
on
the
the Dan
treats.
Snyder stuff.
Oh,
There's only one soundbite in my thing that would actually make sense right now.
Defenestration?
yep.
Yeah, it's the
Get the fuck out of here!
it's that.
Yeah.
By the way,
Alright.
you had a goal for Central, and now Claude Giroux, the captain for the Metro, answers back. It's 2-1 Metro.
So here's what's going to happen. This is Snyder. That is a window.
Yes.
Don't crack the window.
I'm
I don't
hoping
want Tennessee
that's
Martin.
the case.
I don't
I'm
want you in the
absolutely
Tennessee
hoping-
Martin Dean house.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
a
If I actually did throw it, I'd probably be in massive trouble.
What a
Go ahead,
world
Kirby.
in which Dan Snyder is forced to sell before the likes of freaking James Dolan. What a world.
I think what something like
It's
this
a
will
beautiful
do is bring greater awareness and bring more attention to those like Dolan who have had issues with Snyder. Yes, there are worse issues, and yes, there are more numerous. But if something like this going to Congress and Snyder loses, and is forced to sell the team, the seat of James Dolan, which is already scorching hot to begin with, will become even more smoldering hot.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Because with ownership as bad as they are, and also hey Jay, with ownership as bad as they are with the Washington football team and of course the New York Knicks, they're both masterclasses in how not to run a franchise. It's just trying to get the owners to stop. That's like what and honestly, it's if it takes congressional action to make them stop, it will do that.
Yep.
Oh, who
Okay.
is it?
Duck.
Oh, it looks like
Duck.
it's
Stop trying to screw each other.
Chris Kreider with another goal from Metro.
Hi, Jay.
It's 3-1.
I just hey enough. I already did all of them. Doug, you can
Okay.
stop.
You already did all of them?
But
Yeah.
So let's move on.
we have, I think we covered. I was talking to Duck beforehand, and we didn't get to cover this last episode. But my goodness, it's too big now not to ignore the Brian Flores lawsuit against the NFL. My goodness, Flores.
I'd say sue him. The NFL is already deep into shit. Let's put it deeper.
But here's the no. He's actually being reported that he is suing the NFL not only for the case against the Miami Dolphins owner John Ross, but he's also suing them
Steven.
because of their lack of
Jeff. Stephen Ross. John Ross is a wide receiver.
Stephen Ross. Thank you, Reckoning. I'm going to butcher that name time and time again. So thank you, Reckoning, and just keep me accountable on this one.
Steve.
But with the Brian Flores case, there's two things it says to me. One, owners are a lot happier, like with the bottom line, than they are about putting forth a winning team. Because
Yeah.
even though we can say yes, they're trying to tank for a higher draft position, the fact that an owner was willing to pay a coach $10,000 in U.S. dollars, no, 100. Okay, thank you, $100,000 in U.S. dollars, by the way, for every loss he had with the 2019 Dolphins. That's alarming because as a coach, as a team, your goal is to win.
That's also
And
illegal.
it is legal, dare I say, because if you're trying to create a team that tanks, you don't pay a guy to tank.
Yeah.
You want to see success, and the bottom line is, if you're just using this as an excuse to sell out games, even though they're going to be loss after loss, it's alarming. What this also says to me is that the NFL is still very stagnant because, yes, there's the issue of race since Brian Flores is a black head coach and a lot of his replacements have been white. But I think it's more them just trying to settle with something rather than actually face the facts. Because for as much the NFL has been trying to promote, putting these people in these positions, it's failed. The only black head coach currently in the league is Mike Tomlin. Brian Flores, who's the only other one, and actually was doing well. It's just a sign.
It was the weird thing for the Flores thing. That was abrupt and stupid by the Miami ownership.
It was about.
Yeah, I thought that was a little premature on their end because Brian Flores shows that he doesn't play.
They didn't fire him because he was bad. They fired him because he had a power struggle with the general manager. The general manager won, so that meant Flores was gone.
And of course, the $10,000 to lose, no, $100,000 to lose each game in 2019. When even though they didn't get the number one overall pick, they still got a franchise quarterback hopeful in Tua Tagovailoa.
Now try saying that 5 times fast.
No, thank you.
No. All right, but
also, Zeb, you have a snip in chat.
I know.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay, can we? All right. So as of this point, and this is my perspective. Basically, I'm actually going to use I'm going to use the same banner again because as of this point, I think the ownership for the Dolphins kind of did this.
Someone blew it here.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
And also, mainly for the fact that, in my opinion, this is just one of the greatest ways that a league might fail.
Absolutely.
Apart from not enough money, and someone being a complete twat in the higher levels.
Yeah. When you see
it's
how
the
much
NFL,
they've been struggling,
when
you see how much they've been struggling in recent years, to see this almost feels like something they can't recover from. Because let's keep in mind, you have the whole Urban Meyer debacle. Even though that was one team, it's a bad sign in the league as a whole. There's a whole lot that can be said about that as strikes against the league. This is just the latest one. Now, my question is, if you're the NFL, what do you even do at this point? Because you've seen, even though there is the Rooney Rule, in which all teams have to interview or look into a minority, at least two of them, for a head coaching position or an executive position should it be available. But with the lack of how that rule has worked, do you think that's actually going to remain a thing? Or do you think this is teams not doing the due diligence with that and just saying, this is a different time, we'll just disregard that?
It's no, they're going to keep the rule. It's just the same practices will probably be kept. They're just trying to make it seem more sincere. Also, you were talking about Urban Meyer earlier. Speaking of the Jaguars,
What'd they do?
That I was gonna save for when we get to the shit stain of the week.
Yeah, let's save it for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
As hell has a brick wall behind him.
Oh hey, I didn't know you found UC Soros.
Oh,
Ooh.
let's go.
Bad joke. Bad joke.
Get the fuck out of here!
What? It's
I approve
UC
of-
Soros.
I approve of
Who's
the joke.
praising him? I know reckoning's going to give you praise, but I don't know about health.
Yeah, Hell
Also-
just got the Canucks. They're just what's the word I'm looking for? Toast?
Yep.
Toast.
Toast.
To be
So,
fair, at least
There
we're
it
not the
is.
Habs who's committing a complete and utter tankly cop job at the
Even
moment.
Jay's laughing at you.
yep.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
also,
and
As-
basically all I'm gonna say is go Jets at this point.
Fair enough.
the worst thing
Is Jack
also,
Hughes gets another goal, it's 4-2.
but
All
also
right.
we have had
With that said,
we have had a big loss in the NFL world. Toilet paper man can no longer attend a game.
What do you mean by
What?
toilet paper?
Have you not watched the Chiefs games?
It is bitter. Yeah, we're talking about the AFC and NFC championship games now. You may
Oh.
miss the
How
toilet
does it-
paper, but I know what you're not going to miss.
I'm not gonna miss. I'm not gonna
Patrick
miss
Price.
Jackson.
Aren't you glad you don't have to hear that on February 13th?
Yeah.
That is right. In the AFC Championship game, it was the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead. Another classic of a game. You had
And
this.
this one, of course, it went down to the nail and tooth. However, what's interesting is it didn't go the path of Bills Mafia versus
It did not.
Mahomes the Reaper.
No, it
Instead-
did not. First,
Instead, it went the
you
way of
saw
Alex
Kansas.
Smith. I was
Go
gonna
ahead,
say,
Reckoning.
instead, it went the way of Alex Smith versus Marcus Mariota, just with less quarterback touchdown.
Oof.
Or in other terms,
I had a better.
we have
I
full
think I got a
read.
better one for this one. It went down as the Vicious Sparta kick.
No, I'm saying full read.
No, I agree with Zep. That was more full
Because
read
here's
because
the
you
thing.
had
As I think you're about to say, Duck, the Chiefs. They are the usual selves in the first half. They look absolutely unbeatable, and they're mopping the floor with the Bengals. In the second half, it looked like they decided to play reverse card and instead got dominated by said Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Mahomes, the entire team, look good.
Yeah, you saw the Chiefs jump out to a 21-3 lead, and then full read happened because he couldn't stop looking at his Waffle House menu on the sidelines.
Hanging
And
out,
then
To be
you-
fair, I'm expecting someone else. Like, or you probably okay, Duck. Or you could be like me at this moment where I don't have my glasses on.
Blind.
I'm not that blind, but I'm not that blind. But he's like, crap, I can't see the play in action.
But
No. Yeah, that's more
that
of a
game was just
that's more of a
confusing to me
Canadian.
because how
and then Money Mac.
how in the world do you do that? This is, dare I say, the worst loss I've ever seen since 28-3.
Ooh.
And that's saying something come out of you.
Yep. And then it ended
And-
with Money Max.
Oh man,
Yeah. Evan McPherson, that guy who
Evan McPherson.
The rookie
I'd
kicker.
say, other than just Tucker, that guy's been the most automatic kicker this season. Period.
I mean, Jake
And
Elliott
people-
too.
And people tend to forget that
Yeah.
that McPherson is one of 2 kickers that was involved in that Packers and Bengals episode in like week
the
5
one
or
where they
6 or
missed
something,
5
when they couldn't
straight.
hit a field goal to save their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
where
since
nobody
then-
could kick, nobody could kick a football.
No.
Yeah.
And since then, McPherson's been clutch.
Yeah, and now the AFC North has the top 3 kickers in the league.
Yep. And let's talk about that overtime now, because people are still wanting the overtime rules to be changed
We
after
won the
Kansas City wins
toss.
yet another fucking coin toss.
We won the
but-
toss, but you lost the game.
But here's the kicker. The
No
Bengals
pun intended.
defense did something in 13 seconds that the Bills couldn't do in the same amount of time. Play defense. And that's really what it came down to.
Well, so
You
that was
knew-
right. That was right after Eli Apple dropped the pick.
Yeah. But then he had that clutch stop at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
But then again, that was full read. Like, what the hell were you doing? Just take the points. You're already up by a comfortable margin. Plus, I think you're going to get the ball to start the second half. Just take the points and move on.
I'm
So
actually going to
simple.
play I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Go ahead.
You are the Kansas City Chiefs. You are at this point in time you're borderline unstoppable. You have to get 1 yard and you have one of the hardest players to tackle. That sounds like something that most teams would take 99 times out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
I think-
Travis.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was a good idea to go for it. It was just poor execution.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm
the
actually
idea
gonna-
is sound. It's just how they did it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to stick up for Andy Reid on that call.
All right.
Yeah.
And of course, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
All right. Jay says goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Bye,
stopping by,
Jay.
Jay.
Okay, I do want to also. All right. I'm
Well,
not
let's
going
say
to.
it ain't Valentine's Day. What's with all the flirting?
Hey, we got a supper.
Yeah,
We
thanks,
get
Jay.
subbed.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you,
All
Jay.
right.
Sub,
Also,
man, always
go on,
appreciated.
Health.
And
I also
now,
want to say, okay, I do want to say something though, because I know that the Bills got eliminated and the Bengals won. Technically, I'm a Bills fan, and
Technically,
technically,
that is the team you go for.
yeah, it's the team that I go for. I also go for the Seahawks now and then, and in case if Miami doesn't do choke jobs, I go Miami.
so you're a bandwagon.
Well, Miami because Dad too.
You're
He's
a
from the country up
bandwagon.
north. He has an excuse.
So go on, Health.
So as of this moment, I've got no bad words for both teams for this game. I mean, this was really well done, executed to perfection. And I'm going to say, Bengals, congratulations. Kansas, you tried your best, but unfortunately, you are no longer the new Patriots.
No.
No, you
And-
are
and
the
for-
kings of the AFC. No more.
Thank you for your service, toilet paper man.
Thank you for your service. You provided
And now
the
let's
means,
and
and Brit-
now, of course, we
and
all got.
Brittany and Jackson are crying at home, saying goodbye.
And
All right,
nothing
by the
of
way,
value was
guys.
lost.
Okay,
What's
guys,
up?
and now let's focus on 3 words that we need to say because of the NFC.
You
Shanahan
blew
Blue.
it.
No, there's another one.
Rams Super Bowl.
Say it.
F you
Oh,
Kroenke.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I hate to say it, but he's starting to
Yeah.
find some success, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Hey, at least to be fair, Spanos is kind of on a weak boat right now.
Yeah.
But,
Oh,
but maybe.
Meanwhile, the
maybe.
second period of the championship game is underway,
I'm also
Well-
gonna say this, guys. Maybe.
and Jari's in.
The NFC Championship game to me was just. It felt like because the AFC game had such a unbelievable choke that the NFC
And
one didn't seem as significant, even though it is Kyle Shanahan. on the receiving end of
And-
another blown lead.
Mhm.
Yep, exactly what Reckoning is doing, because Kyle Shanahan, once again, his team had a lead, and facing a an incredibly talented team, they were taking them and doing well. They were
And
taking
it
them
was
on
a
doing well.
17
And all of
to
a
3 lead
sudden,
also.
It was
and all of a
17-7.
sudden it felt. Then all of a sudden they decided, we'll just Wile E. Coyote this, head off the cliff, and fall off.
Yep.
Yeah. And did you see that 49ers defender dropped that easy ass interception?
Yep.
Pain.
Also, Duck.
When
That
I
was
saw
an
that
arm-
live, I was like, oh my God, why would you?
That was an
Why?
arm punch from hell.
It was right there.
Also,
That's
Duck,
why he plays defense.
Okay,
Yep.
boys, Duck. I want to notice. You said there was. Where do you think? Did you think there was a score up? Because I was like, because you were like, and as soon as you hit it, I hit it. Either you hit it or I hit it after
I
when
hit
you
it.
shut it.
It was
So-
Joe Pavelski scoring for Central. It's a 4-3 game.
Alrighty.
Yay, go Central.
Alrighty.
I also want to say something too. It's time...
So now drives into deep left field to make it a 4-0 ball game.
Darn it, Kirby!
Okay,
Kirby.
reckon it.
Okay,
no.
okay.
Hell,
I want to.
what's up?
Okay. So.
Oh
for
my
this
God,
game-
Jari caught something with his glove hand.
Wow.
Perfect timing. Because
Okay,
unfortunately, this game was just
I guess you could say for him.
For me,
I guess
okay,
it-
guys. This
Hold
game
on, want to
is
hear this
based-
shitty ass Dark Kirby joke?
I
Okay,
guess
one
you could
Kirby.
say for him. I guess you could say for him. Sometimes glove is a battlefield.
Get out
No.
of here.
That was way too
That was
far.
even worse than
That
what
was
you've read in the past.
You know, there's nothing worse than forced
It was
joke,
at this
Kirby.
moment that he knew.
Get the fuck out of here!
That might be the most forced joke I've ever heard, and I tell
Most
jokes
worst.
too.
Unfortunately,
But
Kirby
how?
just fell into the abyss that is Planet Popstar.
That was the worst of the worst of the worst.
Hell.
That was more
As
forced than Ben with the
Claude
girl.
Giroux scores
Okay,
again.
okay,
It's
boys,
back to a
let's focus
two-goal
here.
game.
As of this game was based, and for the NFC, this one was just pour quoi in my books. Pour fucking quoi. And if anyone doesn't know what pour quoi means in French, it means why.
So that was the most confusing, most underwhelming game you've seen?
It was just basically.
No,
You're
It's
just
just
saying
basically a
it's
pile of
between
Pete's
a
poop.
defensive game and an
Can we,
offensive.
Oh.
can we talk
That's
about
why I'm saying it.
if Jimmy Garoppolo had a weird final pass as a Niner? Because we all know Trey Lance is going to be the guy next year.
Yep, and
Mm.
Jimmy is already looking for a trade.
Yeah, I don't know where. Yeah, I have no clue where Jimmy's gonna go.
Yeah.
The Niners are asking for a second or a third in some sort of player.
All right.
All right, man. Good night and
All right,
take
good
care.
night, Mike.
All right,
Bye,
good night.
man.
Enjoy.
I also say this. I don't quite think that I know all signs point to the Niners wanting to get rid of Garoppolo for Lance, but I don't quite think that that's time yet. Because Lance, for as promising as he seemed coming out of college, so far in the NFL he's been okay. I don't quite think he's up to the level that Shanahan would want him to be, and will need a little more time this season. But unless they can find somebody better, Garoppolo is the perfect guy to learn under, because he himself learned under the greatest quarterback of, dare I say, all time. It's like, unless you have something better, don't get rid of Garoppolo and rely on Lance. We saw what happened with Chicago when they were forced to rely on Justin Fields. Yes, you could say it was Matt Nagy helming that team and not Kyle Shanahan, but at the same time, an underseasoned guy getting chucked to the Wolves never really ends well.
For me, Justin Fields, he's still raw. A good vet can bring him back to life.
All right,
That's
I'm
how
going to
bad
head
it
on
is.
out, guys. You guys
All right,
enjoy the rest
enjoy,
of the
Kirby.
Take care, Kirby.
Okay, so with that said in mind, I believe it's time that we focus on one other topic before we decide who's the shit stain of the week.
Go ahead, Health.
Yeah.
And that is someone. Jacksonville. You fucked the ball so hard and made itself 9 months pregnant by proxy!
Oh, not even that. The water just broke. It's in the hospital right now.
Oh no, I'm gonna say worse. You just made it have its period.
Oh God, that's even worse.
Okay. Let's just stop this before it completely goes off the rails. I'm just going to just fill in with my thoughts on this.
Yeah, go ahead. Zeb.
Jacksonville. It seems like they went from one overly aggressive coach to another, and it feels just about right because Trent Bulk is the guy as GM. And despite having something good when he walked in, Bulky tore down that 49ers team after making the Super Bowl in 2013. He tore that team down brick by brick, as Waneri once said in the Save Sky debriefing, discussing the Jaguars. But having somebody that aggressive and that determined to prove that they're doing it right, it makes sense because Doug Peterson is the same way. Yes, he did win a Super Bowl, but that was because more or less he was given a team with momentum and had something going. What it wasn't was, this aggressive coach who, dare I say, is an example of a quarterback not making it when he goes behind the headset. Um, it just to me feels like the right fit for a team that's already going downhill to continue going downhill. It's like, sure, go ahead, have at them. You're just going to deal with something also terrible, but not as headline making terrible. Just have fun killing Trevor Lawrence and dealing with Tree hunting you down.
Yeah. Although
Have
the
fun.
thing is, hiring Peterson wasn't what made Jacksonville laughable. The fact that they had a guy that they agreed with Byron Leftwich, but Leftwich wanted Trent Baalke gone. It's either him or me, and
Yeah.
and Shotgun chose Trent Baalke over Byron Leftwich. But I'm not even not high on Leftwich, but I would easily take him over Baalke any day.
Right
I
now,
wouldn't be too sure because for me, like it just never. If you had Leftwich and Ball, like if you had Leftwich there, great. He could probably prove himself. But at the same time, who would you get to fill in as GM? You can't have Leftwich pull a Bill Belichick role and do both. Unfortunately,
Who cares?
even
It's
though
Trent
that was
Baalke.
probably even though that's probably the best idea for them because Leftwich, dare I say, might be able to do it. But Balk, we know Balk is aggressive. He doesn't care. He just wants it all to himself. And Shahid Khan is as hands off as he is. He's just allowing things to go further down the toilets. Congratulations, gentlemen. You failed at a level we have not seen in a while.
you wonder why people are saying that run coming up one game short of Super Bowl 52 was a fluke. That's part of the reason why. They've been on the decline. They've been on the decline for years.
On the bright side, the London Jaguars will have some nice picks for the future.
They do have some pretty nice picks, but question is, are they actually going to do anything with them?
No one got the joke, damn it.
Yeah, we saw. We know they're going to London, Ontario.
Yeah, you should have said it in a cringy way like Kirby does. That way we knew it was a joke.
Okay, guys, I want to ask you. Okay, so I want to go back to one thing in the Olympics. I don't think some of you have watched the opening ceremony. Did you not?
No,
I didn't.
Go on.
What I think some people agree with me that what they did for the Cauldron this year was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I did see the Cauldron. It was, if you saw it,
I got the image.
Yes, Health can go ahead and share his screen. I thought it was a pretty interesting design. There you got a snowflake with the Olympic flame right in the middle. To me, that looks kind of small.
However, this is the big interesting part. There's all the mini snowflakes around the torch. And you want to know something pretty cool about that? That holds all competing in NOCs for this year's Olympics.
Nice. So it represents every single country.
Every country that's competing.
That's nice.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
I actually like this as not only if it's a little bit interesting in like cauldron wise. At least one thing's for sure, and I'm actually gonna pull a big nut on this one. Don't mind the TF2 thing. Hang on.
This
no.
is unacceptable.
Nope. Yeah, I think with that one, with the Vancouver Cauldron, it to me that's the peak of it, and everything, and it's like even this one, to me it's just kind of there. There's not much to say other than it's just there.
To be fair, I don't mind the cauldron. At least you agree with me.
Yeah. There's worse you can do.
Well, this one's the better one. I think this one's one of the better ones that we've seen. So
Dare I
far.
say it's the best one I've seen thus far.
Pyeongchang's wasn't that bad. And we all agree on that
And
one, correct?
The kitty
okay.
just went meow. Brian DeBrincat brings it back to a 1-goal game.
Ooh.
Damn it, Doug, that's not the right one.
I don't care. It has cat in the last name.
I don't care.
I don't care either. I'm still saying
Okay, but you guys are agreeing with me. This cauldron doesn't look that bad either, right?
It's okay.
It's one of the weaker ones.
But
But I saw some
Hang on.
memes on the internet.
Okay, guys, I want
It
you guys
actually
actually to ask me this. What's your favorite cauldron out of all the Olympics? And I'm including both winter and summer for this.
honestly,
I
I
really liked the Rio 2016 cauldron because all those rotating panels with the flame looked golden. It made it pretty golden. Yes, that one.
I don't
Those
pay enough
rotating
attention.
circles, it made
I'm with
the
Reckoning.
flame made everything look golden until the closing ceremony when it was just revealed it's all silver in glass.
Okay. Reckoning, what did you say?
I don't pay enough attention.
Okay.
Which one was your favorite cauldron?
You don't care.
But I do want to say
hold on.
We got teams to dunk on, guys.
Hold on.
Spoiler.
Boys, we have another Genjutsu in the All-Star game. DeBrincat's goal was called off due to offsides.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay,
Awesome.
to be fair, I want to know this.
You know nothing.
The cauldron for Tokyo wasn't that bad either, correct?
Yeah, that one's one of the better ones, absolutely. And I say to me, it's tough to top the one from
That
Vancouver,
is interesting.
but this is as close as it got to topping that.
What's the question?
Oh.
What's the difference between rugby and American football?
Ooh.
Okay, there is a couple. There's actually three different. There's actually, if you count rugby as two separate types of, and they're two separate forms, mainly because they have padding and the kicking posts are different.
Yes, the kicking post. Plus, I heard in rugby league, you basically have
six downs.
Yeah, you basically have 6 downs instead of 4.
Fair enough. Thank you, gentlemen.
And that's for league, not.
Yeah, that's for rugby league.
Yeah, and also in American football, you
Plus,
and all the pass, you can only pass sideways and back.
Okay.
Yeah. And a touchdown in rugby, which is also known as a try, it's worth
You have to
4
slam
points.
the football on the ground.
Yes, with contact with the ground. That's worth 4 points, and you can also hit a 2-point conversion kick, kind of like the extra point in the NFL.
Except it's free.
Plus, there's also another way to score points. If you get a penalty, I think that's worth 2 points. Plus, there's also a thing known as a drop goal, where it's like punting, but you have to let the ball hit the ground and then kick it. And if it goes through the goal, you get 1 point. May not be much, but it can determine who moves on and who doesn't.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to know something. Don't you guys like this cauldron too? Because this
I
one
think
was
it's too
actually
much.
a really good
Oh,
one in
that's
my
actually a
books, too.
nice one.
You
I
want to
think
know
it's
what?
too much.
Well, here was. So the cauldron starts off like this, unlit. But once all the cauldrons were lit, once all of the petals were lit, they all close in and they become the torch. They become the cauldron.
Yeah, that is
It's
beautiful.
just a lot of showmanship, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to know what's the fun part?
What?
After the games, there were
Wilson's going
all
to try
these
for the
petals.
empty net. He won't get it,
All right,
but
guys,
it doesn't
but
matter.
the
Metro wins.
Damn it.
5-3.
Okay, can I speak now, s'il vous plaît?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so each of the petals had a country name on them.
Mm.
All those country, and when the Olympics and Paralympics were done, the countries that were competing, they took their petal home
That is nice. That is nice.
with them. That's a
I
win
think
in
we're
my
boring
book.
Zep to death because look at his face.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
With that said, I believe it's time for some shit stain of the week.
Let's move on.
Yes.
I have 2 things to say beforehand.
Go ahead.
First thing, get your fingers out. Because it's time to point and laugh.
For who?
It's been 20,000 days. It's been 20,000 days since the Leafs lost by the Cup. And the second thing is, since we're doing the Olympics again, should we do?
Yeah,
Go
we're
to
still
LeBron?
doing it. We're gonna do it again.
All right. This guy says, I've heard that in recent years, the MLS League has become much more popular in the United States than in the past. How true is that?
I think it's very true by fact,
It's probably
because
that.
It's
we
very
are
true.
heading into another World Cup where the U.S. is holding it, but they're partnering with their North American brothers.
Yep. Canada and Mexico. It's a united bid. Plus, I think it's going to be the first World Cup with 48 teams.
Yes, that sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Hey guys,
Yeah. I think soccer's getting fuck you, Leafs Nation.
yes. All right, but I do wish that.
Well, I'm getting mine.
And to be fair, we could see a major swing in other leagues as well, like MX Liga and the Canadian Premier League.
I think soccer within North America is definitely on the rise. We're also seeing again the problems with the NFL and how they're hemorrhaging fans. Some of them might a lot. I'd say the biggest area they could go to for is MLS.
Either
Yeah.
MLS, and then when they bring up enough talent, they could probably go either to Germany,
Brazil.
You're also-
into the European leagues.
Yeah. You're going to Brazil.
Oh yeah, that too.
and Brazil. You also
And South America in general.
Yeah, but again,
it's
because of
also opening the door for college students like the NCAA and everybody else. It's incredible. It's an alternative for people to go to.
absolutely, and as somebody who's actually covered soccer as a broadcaster for my university, Point Park, I can definitely say there's a lot of promise. There's especially the last couple of years has been when fans are allowed in. There's been a lot more who have come out to see, and especially because that's in the same stadium as the Riverhounds Stadium. The Riverhounds in Pittsburgh are gaining quite the following. It's
They
a
are.
sign of a greater thing.
I've
And
seen that.
am I sure that this rise is going to keep going? No, but that's me trying not to be optimistic. I think that this is going. The only way this can go is up for the MLS and major soccer within North America, U.S., Canada, especially. But it's just brilliant to see.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, as you know, I'm in the University of Akron. We're mainly known as a men's soccer school because our only national championship came in 2010 in men's soccer. And we've been downhill ever since, but it's still a competitive bunch and the fans are still rowdy. So yeah, you still have some rowdy fans in Akron and the America as a whole. So yeah,
Absolutely.
MLS is definitely going to be growing and growing, especially when we get teams in more cities. Like Charlotte's debuting next year, like this year, and
Yeah.
St. Louis is going to get a team. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yinzer not
You did
required
not-
for optimism. Shut up, Elf.
Hey, at least I'm being truthful for once.
But speaking of not
And
required,
that's-
something that is required is our
the 6
weekly
days a
handing
week.
out of the crap.
The shit stain of the week.
And actually, we're because the Beijing Olympics are happening, we are going. Well, we're kind of in the podium mode again.
Yep.
God,
So,
choose
You doing
green.
gold, silver, and bronze.
You gotta choose your gold, silver, and bronze again, boys.
All right,
Okay.
can you give us some extra time to do it?
Well,
I'm ready to go.
we're gonna have our 30 seconds and still, so we're gonna
Yeah,
have 30
yeah,
seconds on the clock
you-
still. So be
yeah,
happy
you
about
got
that.
He was asking if you could add more.
Oh,
Alright.
I'll do a repeat. How about that?
I already have mine. Let's do it.
All right.
All right. So that. All right. Jeopardy music going on in now.
All right,
All
before
right.
we announce our
Yeah,
shit
shit.
stain of the week, we asked
Yes,
do hooligan fans American
Yes.
football like
This
in
one's
Yes,
European
yes,
football?
we do.
Yes, we
they're
do,
called
but we
Eagles.
don't.
Yeah.
Yes, we do, but we don't shoot out flares like you would in a European game.
Yeah.
are
They
crazy,
just beat
but-
on the edge.
Yeah. Although in America we call them Eagles fans.
Oh.
No, you know.
Yes, that's our crazy team.
There's
Yeah.
also the Yinzers.
Yes.
Yeah, but we just wave towels.
We call them the Pennsylvanians because the
Yeah, we
Eagles
were-
are bad. The Yinzers are even worse.
Yinzers
No,
wave towels.
Eagles
and
are
Eagles
worse.
chuck batteries
Eagles
at their
are
own
much
players.
worse than Yinzers.
That could be argued, but we
No,
have
not really.
some stuff to go over. Take it away.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Yes.
I have my list in my hand. I'm not going to.
Although, how
I'm not
go
gonna
ahead and
type
give your
it.
list first?
Hmm?
How have you give the list first? Because the three of us already gave ours.
Yeah. You guys have it in chat. I've got mine on
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah. So hurry up and say it.
So Jags 1, Commanders 2, and then the Canadian mixed doubles curling squad 3.
Okay.
All right.
Canadian salt enough to clear some roads. How about that?
If they have it already.
Not legal in the U.S. on
Yeah.
U.S. pavement.
Hey,
Yet.
how about that?
Hey,
So
throw
looks
that.
like for our overall standings, we're going to have a tie for the gold.
Probably.
So
Yeah, because you have the NFL and the Jaguars have been named gold.
I'm going to say.
And
I
then-
originally
and
was,
then me-
okay, to be fair, guys, I originally thought that the NFL would probably be a good silver, but
Okay.
after reminding myself of how the Commanders were like a huge botch job, like the naming for 2-2-22.
Yeah.
Yeah, I decided
actually-
to stick with the Commanders.
Yeah.
All right. So you're
Oh,
going
actually,
to
no,
put NFL as bronze?
Actually, no.
NFL
is
is an honorable at this point.
Oh,
okay.
A really high honorable at this point.
all right.
Yep.
oof.
And then
Did
and
I-
then me and Doug both have the CBS halftime report.
Can I go ahead and say mine?
Yeah.
Bronze,
Uh,
I had the Chiefs for blowing that 21-3 lead and proving why we don't need to change the overtime rules. And silver, I have the CBS halftime report. Because guess what song was blaring out in the speakers during the halftime report?
To the point where we couldn't even hear.
From Walter.
We couldn't even hear.
Walker Ace. They couldn't even hear each other because we were fancy like Applebee's on a date night was blaring through the speakers. That's all we could hear. The freaking Applebee's commercial. It was just laughable.
Yeah.
And gold is obviously the Jags for,
Yes.
Go ahead, Rick.
All right.
Bronze with the NFL, like they're shit state, but they're not shit state to laugh at, which is why I put them at bronze. Silver is CBS because fancy like, and gold Jacksonville.
Got that Bourbon Street steak with an Oreo shake and some
You're making me hungry, Duck. Please stop.
Doug, if you get taken down, I will stab you.
Okay, for me.
I will stab you like my name is. I will stab you like my name is.
No balls.
Okay, hang on.
No.
Stop.
I will stab you like my name is Audina and I play Master Arena.
Stop.
So here's my 3. Bronze. I unfortunately feel like I had to give it to the Vegas All-Star Game because even though it's in Vegas and it's supposed to be a show in and of itself, the All-Star Game in Vegas just felt underwhelming for what it was. Like, woefully underwhelming. Even with all the special events they had. Silver, of course, goes to the formerly Washington football team. How not to do a name reveal? And also, that new nickname. Congrats. It proves that you guys are about as you guys haven't been relevant since the time the USSR was around. Ooh. And checking my time machine, that's since 1991. And then, of course,
they're going to be called the commies. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Again, you guys might as well roll up to the stadiums in Yugos.
Oof.
But also for the gold, NFL, because the Brian Flores case, my goodness, this is going to be something you will not be able to run from, and you certainly, by the looks of it, will not be able to recover from. So NFL, congratulations. You're hemorrhaging fans and shedding them worse than Antonio Brown hemorrhages money.
Oof.
Hang on. I'm doing my calculations. 3.
I already did your calculations.
You're wrong. Apparently.
What did you not put NFL at gold?
I didn't put NFL at gold.
Oh,
I put the Jags.
Okay, so Jags is first.
Hang on. I'm doing my calculations.
So, the current list we have.
Jags would be gold.
Hang on. I'm doing my full list. I'm doing a full list here as of this point.
So the Jacksonville Jaguars are our golden shit stain of the week.
Hang on.
Hold on. Let out these calculations.
3, 1. And then. So, we actually have I think we technically have a tie for silver, I think.
Who got 4? I think CBS got 4 points.
CBS had 4.
Yeah, who else had 4?
But the commies also had 4 too.
Oh, you put commies at silver?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just call one of them silver and one of them bronze.
No. We're gonna.
I put CBS over commies.
Yeah. How about this? Loser of the coin toss will be automatically given a bronze alongside.
I have a coin. Heads is commies, tails is CBS. I'm flipping it now. It is tails.
So CBS?
Yes. CBS gets our silver, commies gets the bronze.
And I'm gonna say this. Do a coin toss. We're gonna choose the Canadian and mixed doubles curling squad versus Vegas.
Did we already give out bronze?
Yeah, we already did our bronze. That's for honorable mentions, so there's no need for a coin toss.
It's honorable mentions.
There was also the Chiefs.
The Jags for gold, the CBS halftime gold for silver, and the who else got bronze?
Honorable mentions for this week. Okay, so the winners are Jags, Congies, and then CBS.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
Oh wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. No. Wait.
we have one last question.
No, I am wrong.
Yes.
Time out. I am so wrong.
Yes, we
What?
know.
1, 2, and we're
In
gonna do a
Europe and
triple.
South
We're gonna do
America,
double bronze.
They curse in stadiums.
We're not
they
doing a
throw
double
objects in the
bronze.
pit.
Screw it. I'm doing it.
Well, I
Okay.
veto you.
Hang
Let me
on.
see.
Hang
Hold
on. Let
on.
me
So-
answer this question.
Hell, put it back up so we can.
Helv
Hang on.
or Duck? Can you
No.
do it?
There.
Jags
You guys-
win. Jags win. CBS gets bronze, and Commanders get silver.
No. You
hold on.
gave a 1. You gave a 1 to an NFL.
Yeah. So yeah, then
No, that's a
honorable
tie.
mention.
That looks
No.
like a tie right there.
Okay, listen.
What is
Jags. Okay, if I circled it, that means it's a podium.
Okay.
Okay.
So Jags had 3, 3, and 3.
Yes, that's 9.
That's first. NFL had 3, 3, 1. That's 8.
That's 7.
Oh yeah, 7. My bad.
3, 3, 1. That's 7.
Okay.
But
Throw
we
the
get
bottom
mad.
ticker again. Throw the custom bottom ticker.
I
again.
never thought. I know we can't count, but I never thought you'd overcount.
I do want to answer the
Duck,
question.
brew some
Throw a
blue
blue
in
in.
here on me, please.
Hang on. I do
Provide
want to
it.
answer.
I
the
got
question
you,
that's
man, I
asked
got
in
you.
Chat. So can somebody pull that up?
Yeah.
What?
It was just talking about what European soccer fans do. Again,
Yeah.
for the ones that
We do
for the ones
that
that don't,
too.
yeah, for the ones that don't crap, we call them Cowboys fans.
Yeah. Within the NFL, you do see people throw stuff onto the field when they're particularly bad. Bartlegate, most notably from the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
Fans beating each other up in the stands. We call that losing an AFC North game here in Pittsburgh. And then
It also goes to Philadelphia also.
There's Malice on the Palace. I'm not.
That's
forgetting that
NBA. But further than that, no. Unfortunately,
And
we don't have it. I
There's
believe.
that. I'm also reminding myself of that one game in the NHL where a fan decided to
Hell,
break the glass,
Hell,
go
hell,
down
we're
into
talking
the.
hell, we're talking about football.
Oh, never mind. And yeah, nothing.
Helv, get coffee.
Yeah.
Lots of coffee.
You know, hell, do the shout out and then go get coffee.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like 3 in the afternoon. Are you expecting me to be up all night long again?
Yes.
No, we're expecting you to crash
be
at
worth
4 at
it.
this rate.
Dude,
It'll be
I'm
worth
already
it.
on
You'll
the
have brain power.
Okay,
How-
and
Start with
guys,
the damn
Braille
shout
the
out.
commies
technology won't
and-
be overcounting
Alright, and-
to 8.
Start with the damn
all
shout out.
right. Do I have to silence people? All right. Anyways, can I hang on? I'm not finished. Commies and the CBS both had 4,
And we just did a coin flip to decide the winner of that.
and we said
CBS.
CBS would win. So that means
Yeah.
commies would receive an honorable mention.
Yes.
But we all know who the real failure is this week.
Us.
Elf.
Me.
Now let's move on to the honorable mention. Let's move on to the
Two shout outs.
shout out.
Let's do shout outs.
Have
You know
you
what?
first.
What?
Have you first.
Oh,
Yes.
bullshit. No. Object.
Yes.
Tough shit. You're going to.
Fucking hell.
Okay, so Helv.
All right. All right. First off, huge shout outs to, Google and Bing, because photos and whatnot. Secondly, huge shout out to Dodger of Zion and the U-Tree server for letting us post our stuff in there, alongside Off the Wall Hockey and any other streamer that Zep decides to post like a shout out to. Also, huge shout out to what am I gonna have to say? The Olympic website too, as well as CBC, because sometimes I like watching the Olympics on that stuff, and I'm glad that I get to do it, especially if it's like what 3 a.m. in the morning.
3 a.m. in the morning.
My time.
Yes.
But yeah, anyways, that's it from me. And you know what? I'm gonna throw someone under the bus to do it. Reckoning, you're up.
Yeah, I knew it. Yes, thanks for coming. Thanks for dealing with me eating. You can blame Hell for starting it at 4 o'clock my time. Yeah. Thanks to Maya and Jay, whoever else showed up, and come back next week for the Super Bowl, and come back on Monday on the Twitch for BGO.
Well, there's gonna be BGO probably
Yeah, on
either
Monday.
Sunday or Sunday too, because
There's no roll on Sunday.
well, I could do a good stream on that day too.
Yeah, you could.
I got nothing to do.
Yeah, it's still better than the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Okay, who's next?
Zep, you're at 2.
All right. So first of all, big thank you to everybody who showed up. Maya Nabiri, Mommy Lucifer. Thanks, Matt. Jay, I believe that's Octavius who also joined us. And also the other Jay who joined us. Thank you all for coming out here. And again, thank you to Maya Nabiri or Mayan from I Am Zeke on Twitch for coming in, joining us, and having some fun. Also, thank you to the following servers whose who I promoted in. My apologies. And that would be Moral Paralites, AA Gaming, The Court, aka Drew's Princess, Doc Talks Dave, Caleb the Gamer, Clammy Games, and so on. And also Chloe Fluff, Raymeen, and of course the captain himself, the Raven Armed. We thank all of you for letting us promote in your servers, and we also thank all of you who came out today. And absolutely thank you for sticking with us. All right, with that being said, on to Duck.
Ducky.
Yep. Go ahead and send it to me.
Whack, whack.
All right. I want to give a quick shout out to Off the Wall Hockey. He was streaming the NHL All-Star Game today. Make sure you check out his channel for some more high-quality content. And make sure you check out his streams because he streams like 3 games a week. And he has a show talking about all things hockey on Friday nights. So be sure to check him out. And once again, Off the Wall for posting this in his server, and it's so incredible to put this podcast out there. And once again, huge thank you to Tree in his server and Dodger and Ag for allowing us to post all of our content and to promote all our stuff that we can do. And a huge thanks to everyone in the comments who decided to come in and watch this shitty podcast and make it even better than it already was. And if you want to watch more, please feel free to like and subscribe and enjoy the show.
All right. With that said, like Duck said, like, comment, subscribe. Right. And if you guys comment in a certain topic that you guys want us to cover, we'll gladly do it. I mean, come on.
As is proved by the guy at the end of the show, I cannot speak that language, so I don't know what his name is.
Don't worry.
I believe
Don't worry, he posted his questions in English.
Yeah. However, we will say, ladies and gentlemen, prepare for next week because next week we cover the big game.
The big one.
Bengals versus Rams. It's Super Bowl 56. Now with
There's the Super Bowl with tickets.
Next week.
Unfortunately, no blood specter will probably solve you. And your crippling depression next year.
But until then, everybody out there, thank you for tuning in, and you have yourselves a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Reckoning.